And we're live. Welcome to another episode of Sleazy Sports. And today I'm joined by the gents, Shanga 9 and the champion himself, Shiva. What's up, my guys?
I don't
What's
think
up,
I've
bro?
stopped smiling since Sunday. Sunday.
Yeah,
I even forgot what day of the week it was.
damn. Was it that? Yo, that means you were celebrating.
But remember, it's the first time they've actually won a league in front of fans.
Yeah, exactly. You are
Who
right.
hates it?
You
Yeah,
are right.
it's not the first time we won a league, but in front of fans, and
No, it's
now
the
you
first
know
time
you.
in decades, not the first time, but like in front of fans. A few years you won it, but
Yeah,
recently.
but it wasn't in front of fans. But don't try to take out two league titles away from us in the last 5 years. It's 2-5, guys. It's 2-5.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying is, Mike, it's 10 years now for you, right? Almost 10 years since Conte. When did you win it?
Hmm.
2017,
It's not 10 years,
right?
it's less than 10
That's
years.
8 years. 8 years. All I'm
Yeah.
saying is it, and I think I said this in the group as well. It creeps up on you fast. We've got Arsenal fans
100%.
leaving university without a league title, so just don't laugh too loudly. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, I know that's true, bro. It really is. You are right. Time is ticking, and I also look at my club as well. Hey, time is really ticking on our end because wow, yeah, it's been a minute. So yeah, Shiva, let's jump into it because I wanted to dedicate today's episode to you because of what the
To me
club had.
personally,
Now to Liverpool, to Liverpool.
thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll start off with the first question. What can United and Chelsea learn from Liverpool?
Get a proper coach.
That's it.
I think what they can learn is
Mm,
our owners learned from their mistakes. They made
mm,
mistakes. They did make mistakes, but they learned from them. They corrected some, they didn't correct others.
mm,
But I think they've corrected enough, obviously, to get us in the position that we are in.
mhm,
Um, so maybe that's the first thing. Actually learn. Don't just think you know what you're doing. And I think Todd is learning, to be honest, because now he's not signing every single young player. He's finding new ways to cook the books. Um, yeah, I think Todd is learning. Your guy Ratcliffe, I don't know. I don't know. It feels like he's giving more excuses than actually learning.
mm,
But it's early, so we'll see.
mm.
And then, yes, long story short, you need to find a proper coach. You need to find the
Yeah,
Jurgen Klopp.
100%. And I mean, I look at your club right now. Slot came in and won the title in his first season. Um, Mike did mention that it's coaching. On your end, from a philosophy standpoint, I mean, when you look at the way Klopp plays and the way Slot plays, like, is it is it shouldn't we also like be praising Slot in how he has
Hmm.
um turned you guys into a possession based team? Yeah.
So we actually did keep a lot of possession under Klopp.
Oh,
I think it was only City.
oh yeah.
So it was City and someone else, like on average, that had more possession than us over Klopp's
Mm,
entire tenure. So always were a possession-based team. It's just Klopp was more focused on the transitions, and
yeah.
Slot is a lot more patient. Um, the pressing is still there, but it's pick your moments. It's
Mm,
not go all the time, and
mm,
it's the probably the next step up because when Klopp first joined, it was you press all the time because you don't know how to press, you don't know how to pick your moments yet,
mm,
right? Now the players have obviously learned that from Klopp, and Slot is saying, "Cool, I can now trust you to pick your moments, and I can trust that it's not one person picking his moment on his own. The team as a collective can pick their moments. So pick your moments and press when you need to press." And
mm,
I, it looks okay. The media portrays it as being very different. it's not very different. It's a tweak here and there.
Yeah.
It's instead of a 4-3-3, we play with a double pivot.
Yeah.
How much of that is because we couldn't get a proper six, I don't know, but that's how we go now. We press with Soboslai is now the one that's leading the press instead of Firmino.
Mm.
Your double pivot is a little bit more controlled instead of just having Fabinho sit back as a lighthouse. Your fullbacks are, well, they're not getting high and wide anymore. Robbo kind of is, but I suppose he doesn't have the legs. And I think that's why McAllister plays on that side because when Robbo gets beaten, he can offer that support. Um, Trent has been coming inside, which again is something that Klopp started, but Slot has just got a little bit more out of. So I think, look, first full credit to Jurgen for building that squad and for getting us out of the position that Chelsea are in now to where we are, because we were literally there. We were headed towards where United are before Klopp came. And he got us in the position we are in now. But it's still massive credit to Slot. This is Klopp might have built the squad, but this is Slot's team, right? This is Slot
Yeah.
that won the league. It's not Klopp that won the league, and it's because of those little tactical tweaks and little differences with the players. And Gravenberch is the one that comes to mind because he's probably had the biggest change. But there've been small changes everywhere. Like Salah doesn't track back as much anymore. There's now a
Yeah.
media thing after he came out and said that oh, he's not tracking back at all. No, that's absolutely not true. We saw him track back Doku when Trent was getting rinsed, right?
Yeah.
So he still does it, but it's just again he picks his moments because he's not the 25-year-old who's still learning that Klopp signed. He's now a 32-year-old, going to be 33-year-old, and he's won everything there is to win on a club level. I know X, you're very salty about that, but anyway, he hasn't won AFCON. He's won everything there is to win on a club level, and now he has the experience and he has the intelligence to implement the right things at the right time.
Mm.
In whom slot signs. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one. I'm also interested in who he signs. I have no idea what he would be like in the transfer market because the player he wanted was Zubimendi. But now, like, I'm so happy with Gravenberch over there. I don't. If we do sign a DM, it should be a backup rather than
Yeah.
replacing either one of those two midfielders. Um, where I do want to see him. Okay, obviously we're going to need a new right back. I think we need a new left back as well, and
Hmm.
I I think we're going to need a new striker. Actually, we're going to need a new striker. Darwin, look, I
Yeah.
like the kid, but his time has come. Um, I think if we do have the luxury, we need to go for another centre back, simply because Konate is brilliant. Joe Gomez is better than people rate him, but they're both injury prone, and I don't think Kwanzaa's ready yet.
Mm.
And
Wow.
I mean, Virgil is going to be another year older now, right? He can't keep carrying the entire defense on his own anymore.
Yeah.
So I do think once we've solved those problems, we must think for the future and get a centre back. That's how I would look at it. We've already got a top class goalkeeper coming in. I
Mm.
don't think that was a position we needed strengthening, but I mean, you have the
Who's coming
opportunity
in?
to sign one. Say again.
Who's coming in as your goalkeeper?
Mamedashvili from Valencia. We signed him last season and
Ooh.
we loaned him back.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Wow. Is he taking over Ellison?
I don't know. I don't know.
Damn.
There
Or
were some
Keith.
talks. The
Whatever.
thing
What's his
is,
name?
he's way Queeve.
Yeah,
He's
Queef.
way
Yeah.
too good to be a number two, right? Like I haven't seen a lot of him, but from what I have seen, he's similar to Allison, but obviously he's not on Allison's level yet. Nguban, I don't know. Maybe you're probably the best person to ask about this. I don't know if Allison leaves. There was some talks about him going to Saudi, but there's also some political stuff there because he's very involved with Brazil's politician who has an issue with Saudi. And yeah, I don't know.
Ooh.
It's a long story. So I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe he could just be one of those players that we buy, loan out again, and then sell in a year's time for profit. I think he's too good for that, but we'll see what happens. I don't think that was a position we needed to strengthen. But yeah, the opportunity presented itself and we took it.
Wow. I wasn't even aware that you guys actually signed a goalkeeper. So it also just shows that already there's a contingency plan within your club. Already players are being replaced. And then Trent, I mean, Trent is leaving, of course. Who is
Yeah.
going to replace Trent? Is it going to be Bradley, or are you looking to get like a Hakimi or someone who's on that
I
tier
think
that Trent is on?
What about Rhys James?
Or
no,
Reece
I don't
James?
want. You can keep Reece James.
Or,
It's fine.
or
It's
Dalo,
fine.
if you from United, Dalo would do it.
Or
Yeah,
I
Milo?
was actually I was actually
we need
talking
money.
to someone about this, and the question was, "Do you need any
Mm,
United players?" I'm like, I went through the squad. And I'm like, the only player I would actually take is
yeah,
probably Marcus Rashford, but not on those wages.
yeah, he would
So I actually,
excel at your
I,
club.
I think he'd do really well, but not
Yeah,
on those
he'd
wages. I'm sorry, not on
yeah,
those wages. So no,
yeah.
I wouldn't. Even Kobe, like, there's
Mhm.
there's a spot for him to be back up in that double pivot, but he wants 200 a week, and no, I'm sorry, mm, McAllister's not even on 200 a week, so no.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You can
Hey,
keep your
man.
you can keep your players. It's fine.
Yeah, then of course, this is for you, Mike. Do you agree with it?
Nah, I think it's a coach. Eh? It's a
Or
manager.
you just,
Though. Like overall, like to be honest, I feel like we could compete with the Liverpool squad. Though, to be honest with you, it's
mm,
just like I said, you need a Luis Enrique, somebody that's a
mm,
winner. That's a problem with us. It's not that we don't have a proper squad. It's just we have championship managers overseeing our affairs. Whether you like it or not, like if you look at it, who has
mm,
improved under our current coach? Palmer's gone backwards.
mm.
Madueke is also
I'd
backwards.
argue Caicedo, but I don't think that's because of the manager. I think that's just because of the type of
Yeah,
player he
like
is.
there's no
Yeah,
one has improved under his system. That's the honest
yeah.
truth. So I think if with the proper coach, we should have been actually challenging for the league.
Mm.
Do you think you have a Salah and Van Dijk? And I don't just mean Salah and Van Dijk. Do you have a Terry and Lampard? Do
Yeah.
you
Oh,
have a
We had a class
Ferdinand and
plan.
Scholes?
No, we
yeah,
had
leadership.
Palmer. Um,
Is Palmer a leader, Mike? Are you sure?
okay, not
Homie
really,
can't
but
even speak
Here's my thing with Palmer, right? He he can
uh,
take responsibility for his own performances, but Van Dijk and Salah take responsibility for other players' performances as well,
mm,
right? Can Palmer do that? I
mm,
maybe in a few years' time he is still young, but right now, no.
mm.
I think, man, what about Enzo?
Yeah,
What
Enzo
about
is.
Enzo?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
isn't he a
Enzo
lead?
could.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
he
too sure.
could.
Enzo
Mm,
reminds me of Felix, right? The talent is there, it's obvious,
yeah.
it's just no one is denying his talent. I don't think I've ever denied his talent, but where's the application?
Yep.
Either he's been used wrong or he's just not applying himself.
Mm,
But to be honest with you, like
mm,
think about it. Back in the day, Steven Gerrard, he
mm.
wasn't vocal,
He
but
wasn't vocal. He
he
no,
would
I
lead by example.
he would lead by example, but his example was being the best player on the pitch. His
Yeah.
example was winning a game on his own. His example was tracking the left back all the way back to his own box, then winning the ball and hitting a long diagonal to his left wing, pinpoint on the guy's foot, and then getting into the box afterwards for the cross.
But Palmer can do that.
Ah,
I
yes.
can't see. I can't see that. I can't see that. I can't see that.
It's like making Aiden captain. But even leaders, Shavar, there's also an aura about them. When you look at
Yeah,
Marquinhos at PSG, there's an aura about Marquinhos. you can
You
clearly
know
see
he's
that
the leader.
this
You don't.
he's
He
the
doesn't need
leader.
the armband to be the captain.
Exactly, 100%. You can clearly see that this guy, there's an aura that he gives to show that he is a leader, you know.
The
And
best
that,
example I have seen of this was the 2014 World Cup. Right,
yeah,
Messi wore the armband, but Mascherano was the captain of that team.
yeah,
Right, and
100%.
Messi slowly learned from that, and by the time the 2022 World Cup came up, then he
Yeah,
stepped into it and became the actual captain. It's
mm,
it's something you're kind of, I suppose you can learn it, but it's something you either have it or you
yeah.
don't.
But you
But
can
whatever,
also prove to it.
they could
You
potentially
can
do it.
grow into it, but you it's not like when you watch Liverpool, you don't even need to know that Van Dijk is the captain. You know he's the captain because you see it. It's
Yeah.
obvious. Everyone just falls into place when he's around. Um,
Mm,
or Vidic was another one at United where even though he didn't have the armband, he was the captain up until the
mm,
point that he got the armband. And when he got the armband, there was no one questioned it, no one doubted him. It's just
mm.
this is the man that needs the armband. It's the same thing with Terry, Mike. Like Gary Cahill was not a good defender, right? Up until he was under John Terry. And then after he learned from
Yeah.
Terry, then instead of being a good defender, he was a good leader, and that made his defense good, even though he himself was not a good defender, right? Because he had the
Hmm.
leadership,
But
which
fair
he learned
point.
from Terry.
We've got that guy in Strasbourg. What's his name? Andre Santos.
Mm,
He's a guy.
Mm.
I
you
think
think?
he is. I mean, he's one of the most important players there. And if you read like
Mm.
the what's this, the French newspapers, he's one of the leaders there. Him and Petrovic, the
Yeah.
two players that we loaned
And
out.
Strasbourg. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you guys loan. Doesn't Bowley own thingy Strasbourg?
Strasbourg is
Or
playing
it doesn't?
Champions League.
Yeah, and they're because they're around the top four area of the log.
I think they should
It's
be top four now.
nah, bro.
Let me
But
check.
isn't it Leon? Yeah, because I
Nah,
saw it's PSG, Marseille. Uh, I have my
I
laptop here.
think
I'm counting.
Leon are involved at some point.
Yeah,
What
Leon,
I do
bro.
know,
oh no,
what I
they're
do
actually
know
not. They're seventh.
is
Yeah,
But then they literally 2 points from 1 point from top four. It's actually 1 point
yeah,
that's separating
but
yeah.
Mike, I okay,
seventh and
this
top
is
four.
not a good way to judge a footballer, but in FIFA currently there's a team of the season event going on, and Andre Santos is one of the team of the season players for the French league. So
Mm,
there must be something to it, right? Because that's the same league
yeah.
that has the PSG midfield that we saw yesterday.
Yep.
So it must be something to it, right?
Yeah.
No, he's quality. I mean, he's really like lighting it up that side. And it's the exact
Mm,
same thing. The likes of Petrovic, who should have been our number one.
yeah.
We have Sanchez.
Don't worry. These things will be rectified at the
Mm.
beginning of
Yeah, I think
during
it's
pre.
the manager. At the end of the day, with us, whoever
Mm,
comes in is very vital. So we need somebody that's a winner. Because you're dealing with kids, you almost need a winner that's going to come in and instill that winning mentality. The talent
mm,
is there. It's just now,
yeah,
he,
100%. No,
that's
I'm
very
with you.
vital.
I
So,
have a
I
name
mean,
for you, Mike. I have a name for you of a person that could sort that problem out. You're not gonna like the name that I give, but I promise
give
you it's the
me
correct answer. Thiago Silva.
manager.
Player. In his last season, did he look like he was 40 years old?
Nah, but they're not going to re sign him as a player. If he's coming in
My,
as a
my,
manager, I would
my
do.
thing is why let him go in the first place? Because he did not look. He looked like he was 28.
Yep,
But
he
remember,
really
it's the
did.
sporting directors, those clowns upstairs.
There we go. There
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
go.
it's just those two clowns. I mean, the time when we had Luis Enrique, what's that guy that went to Bayern again?
which
That
one?
other coach.
Police.
What's his Huh? No, the coach, the manager. What's his name? The young one.
Tuchel.
Company.
No, no, not company. Before company.
Tuchel.
Tuchel. Yeah, Tuchel.
No, before Tuchel.
Ooh, my.
Potter? Frank?
Not a world class one. No, the one that I think is coaching Germany now.
Oh, you mean that guy?
Oh, Nagelsmann.
Yeah,
Nagelsmann. Yes.
Yeah.
literally, they came interviewed. Like Luis Enrique begged for the job. Joe.
Mm.
He begged for the job. And you look at what he's doing at PSG with kids.
Whew.
Who
That's
knew
a
Jao Navas for the season? A
yo.
20-year-old.
I didn't
Like,
know
what
him
are
at
they?
even.
Like,
I
what?
knew him when I saw him playing against us. That was the first time I've ever heard of that guy.
Who? Neves.
Neves.
Yeah, no, no,
Even
no. I know.
Pacho.
Yeah, Pacho. Yeah, Pacho's new. Pacho's new.
First
Yeah,
time. First time
yeah,
was when he played against us.
yeah.
It's a lot
That
of
team,
like that whole even that front line Dembele. It's like it's kids, bro. It's
how
literally
about them?
kids.
Yeah,
The
Dembele's
only
27.
difference is they've got a manager who's won things.
Yeah.
I still put an asterisk on that because
Oh, for Messi, nah.
I think he's okay. He's proving me wrong this season. So let me rather at the start of the season, I thought he
Yeah,
was that level below. I thought he was
100.
maybe not as good as Emery, but not as bad as a manager who you rate under Emery.
Yeah.
Um, like
Yeah,
in that
but
in between thing. But now I think he is proving me wrong. So yeah, I
dude, he's
suppose.
taking kids to a Champions League final.
Well, Arsenal still have
I doubt
another
so.
leg.
You watch that game though. These guys are actually solid defense. They even beat you guys.
Yeah, they did. They
So
but they beat us. They like
they
they
dominated you.
suffocated us. We were at
Yeah.
like after that game. Okay, I didn't watch the whole game, but I woke up and I saw that they won on penalties, and I'm like, how the hell was it penalties? Like from what I was seeing, they were the better team. So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
They're just not as clinical as they should, Shubha. Have you noticed PSG have spells? Like the first 20 minutes, they always on top. Like even against Villa, remember, they were 2-0 up. Then,
slipped.
they go on that spell where they dip a bit. So with them, they can't really maintain that. Remember Prime Barca? Prime Barca, one for 90 minutes, they're on your neck non-stop.
Mm.
So I think Enrique is trying to build PSG to a point where they're on your neck for the full 90. Right now, I think it's in spells. It's just, of course, they're just very fluid, bro. Like from a
And
fluidity standpoint, they just so fluid. Yeah.
this is where I
Mm.
I give Slot credit, right?
Yeah.
Because we looked like that team last season, right?
Mm.
This season we looked like it was a little bit different because it felt like the game sort of grew and we grew into the game. And I think the fixture, everybody has a different answer to this. I think the fixture that won us the league was actually the home defeat against Palace. Not Palace, sorry, Forest. Because every single manager, when they come to, or every single big manager, when they come to the league, they get a result like that, right? They
Yeah.
get a like it's happened to Pep, it's happened to Klopp, it's happened to everyone, even Ancelotti. Everyone who comes into the league gets up against a parked bus, gets up against a team that frustrates you, that brings on pace in the second half and absolutely annihilates you, right? Slot learned from it and learned from it immediately and made his changes immediately, and that never happened to us again the rest of the season. The other games that we lost was Newcastle, who just absolutely smacked us.
Mm.
Fulham were toward more the end of the season where the league was pretty much done anyway. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, we got knocked out of the Cups or the FA Cup by Plymouth, which is also a bit of a freak result. But that getting torn on the counter attack never happened again. And his ability to learn from that, make his changes, I think that's where we won the league.
Mm.
So can Enrique, basically my point is, can Enrique do that?
And do they winning the
Yeah.
Champions League?
I
Mm,
think
It's
they're
gonna
winning
be
it.
Barca versus PSG.
Yeah, same here. I think,
I
and as well, it's a legacy win because they've never ever
Yeah,
won it before. So
I think
these
Barca is
players,
gonna do it.
like that's how you motivate these players. It's easy. You guys are gonna be legends if you guys
Thing is,
accomplish this.
there's no star player in there. Everyone works as a team.
Yeah,
Like
they
you
defend
see
as
it.
one.
It's like it's the defenders one, attackers one.
It's like,
There's no
bro,
egos involved.
like look at their wing backs, bro. Hakimi and Mendes are also threats offensively. Yeah, oh, they like there's a point where Dembele hit. I think I'm not sure if you saw that scoop pass where he tried lifting it over the defense to Mendes. Like it's incredible to see a team that's filled with players who are all comfortable on the ball, who are all relatively okay. There's some who are more press resistant than others, but everyone in the squad is comfortable on the ball, bro. Hey, and as well,
I see.
It's
Donnarumma.
I
I
have
see Coutinho is
Donnarumma.
going to
I
start
just have
in the
one thing. I just have one thing. There is a certain
Mm,
midfielder on the other side of the tree who is probably the most press resistant player in the world, who is
mm,
extremely comfortable on the ball and who makes
mm.
other players around him better. And I think he might have something to say about PSG winning the Champions League. And
Who's that?
I'm
Pedro.
you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I don't
Pedro.
need
Who's
to
that?
say his name.
Yeah?
Yeah, I know Pedro's a star boy, bro. Like
But
he's
he's as
yeah,
much as he's a star boy, he's not a star boy. He doesn't have that ego about him. He
yeah.
doesn't
He's
have
but
the this is my he's just I'm here to play for the team and make my team better. And that's what he does.
yo,
But I
bro. I
mean,
know Pedro.
Coutinho is also a press resistant dude.
It's just
Say again?
Vitinha. Yeah, Vitinha
It's
just
just
doesn't have. He's not a goal threat as well, Vitinha. And the thing is that
he probably score in the
Pedro,
final. Dude. I have a feeling he'll probably score in the final. That man.
who Vitinha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey man, guys, I feel like we segued away a bit. Man, I had questions here prepared.
Ask your questions, X. I'm here. No, no, no.
Ah,
If
but dog, I haven't even asked the question. I just,
you you wouldn't
uh,
understand it. You wouldn't understand it. But he isn't.
hey,
Jeez. I haven't
gee,
seen you in a long time.
How's it, my gents? How's it, gents?
Good,
we
good.
easy, we
How's
easy,
it?
X,
yeah.
are you in the darkness? You look like you're in the darkness.
No, no, no. I'm just wearing a hoodie. It's a bit cold where I'm at right
Ah,
now.
okay.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah,
how's
yeah.
the champion? Champione.
Champione. You need to call him
It's
champion,
it.
yeah. Champ. We're not gonna call you champ.
Guys, you don't need to call me champion. It's fine. I'll settle for champ. Champ is good.
Yeah, yeah,
No, I'm joking.
that,
I'm joking.
yeah.
But
So
well deserved, my brother. Well deserved.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Cheese.
I
Thank you.
well
You're
deserved,
the
bro.
only man who didn't try to take it away from us. I respect that.
Yeah, yeah. It's you know what they say. It's Liverpool and City season, so we do what we gotta do.
Yeah. Maybe to answer your earlier question, what can United and Chelsea learn? Maybe just get a Brazilian goalkeeper. Maybe that's all you need.
A resilient one.
No, no, no.
Hey,
I
hey,
I
hey,
want
hey.
I want I want our keeper gone, Shiva.
Maybe give them to United or Chelsea. Then they have a Brazilian goalkeeper.
Yeah, look, Chelsea's track record with goalkeepers and strikers isn't good. I feel like they'll ruin a destined for the world.
Yeah. So I posed the question. Doesn't agree with this, but Cheese, Mike, and Sitle, and here it is here at the bottom. Do
I'm
you
not
guys
gonna
agree?
stay long. I'm not gonna stay long.
Guvane
How's it? How's it?
Hey.
How's it? How's it, Vince?
from the
I,
hotel room. That is what I call determination.
you got
uh,
jokes, and you're allowed to have jokes because you're the champion. Honestly, my guy, well done to Liverpool. I think no one saw Slot doing what he's done in his first season. Brilliant, brilliant. I mean, you guys didn't make any signings, which I made the comment earlier that this is still Klopp's team. Sure, fine. Slot did tinker a bit, but he got the best out of these boys. Well done. And I think the downward spiral of Pep and Arsenal, Arteta, helped Slot in a very boring way. Congratulations, deserved. I think throughout, there was a part of the season where everyone could see that the writing is on the wall, except for Arsenal fans, that you are champions in waiting. And I think the reason I dialed in was to answer the question. I think you had three teams. You had United, Arsenal,
Now let me
and
bring it back
Chelsea.
up. Let me bring it back up, Doc, so that yeah, it's this one. This one.
Yeah, I think I've spoken on Chelsea, and Mike disagrees with me. Mike says throw the baby and the bathwater. I say let's not get rid of the manager. Let's get in some experience. I don't know whether it's going to help, but I think right now we're all in agreement. The talent is there. It just needs to be nurtured. And the minute you start having like Shivaro saying, the likes of Silva as your defensive partner, the likes of Terry as your defensive partner, your game improves. So for Chelsea, I honestly don't think much needs to be done. It's just experienced players. That's it. Um, for Man United, it's trickier. Man United have got like problems. It's rotten. Man United as an existing company is rotten inside. It's toxic. It's gonna take you years. I think even this Emram guy, I feel for him. Like right now, looking at what he's going to be facing, he is deep down regretting the decision. But I think you guys will have to back him for the next 3 seasons because you can't keep on changing managers because the rot is deep, deep, deep. For Arsenal, I think Arsenal's championship title chances are very simple. They just get rid of Arteta and that's it.
Yeah, and they get an upgrade.
Thank you.
Everything you just said, Sinclair, makes me so glad that Jurgen was a red and I didn't have to deal with all of that. So glad. Ex- But Mike, I also just want to put on record that I do apologize for doubting you and what you said about your manager earlier on in the season. You were 100% right. We we all should maybe not Ngubane because he's still on that horse, but the rest of us we
Uh,
should all just apologize to you.
see, the thing is with
Yeah.
me, I'm like X when it comes to United, like X maybe like 4 years ago, where he still has hope and belief that things will
Ah,
change. That's me.
ah.
There's nothing that's gonna change. If all your players have regressed and fit in, there's nothing gonna change.
But you know what? What is also a good thing is that they need to get someone who understands the culture. I think the problem is a lot of the United players who understand the culture are so far away from the team. I don't know if that's the actual plan, but they need some of those guys to help the coach in terms of the culture because right now Amarim is going to be set up to fail for the longest time, and then you're gonna sack him again.
Yeah.
I don't think he comes into a team with the right sort of setup to try to do what he wants to do. And I mean, for Liverpool, when Ancelotti came in, he didn't really change much. He changed, I guess, the way they approach keeping the ball and progressing it forward. But they didn't really change much in terms of how Salah would play on the wings and all that guys were playing up front.
Small tweaks
And
here and there.
yeah, yeah, and you don't come in and all of a sudden you're like, guys, back three, two midfielders, and you slowly build into that, and I think for him, it's going to be a very steep learning curve. The problem with Enzo then,
Conte did that though.
sorry,
Antonio Conte did that.
no, but Antonio
But
Conte
he
took a
didn't.
while.
But he
Antonio
didn't.
Conte
That
took a
so
while. He didn't
thank
just
you.
jump into
Because
the
he
Yeah.
had
mix.
a full preseason
Yeah,
and then he played the first 3 or 4 games with the back four. Then there was an international break, and he came back from that international break with the back three, which means
Nah, it
he
was after that
spent some
Arsenal loss.
time.
It was
He
after that
spent some
Arsenal loss.
time implementing his thing, and then he changed it. He didn't just come in and rip everything up and then change it.
and
Also,
what
to
X
your
always
point,
says,
Cheese,
right, Shiva, and what X also says is Conte is Italian. Enzo, it's weird how he's not adapting as well as he is. But again, I was going to jump into the point and allude to the fact that Chelsea is a very young squad, and Sisha is very right in terms of getting that maturity in the team. They've gelled, they've played a whole season together. It gives them next season a good chance to go at it. If he struggles next season, then Mike, definitely the guy needs to be shown the door because
I
no,
he's had
I
he's had a
disagree.
whole preseason and
I
a season.
disagree. I
If it
disagree.
doesn't
I
make
disagree.
Champions League, it needs
Wait,
to
wait. Are
go.
we talking about Amarim or are we talking about Maresca?
Well, I'm talking about
Enzo.
Maresca
Mariska.
doesn't make
I was
Champions
making
League, it
both
needs to go.
examples, right? Yeah.
Say again.
I was speaking about both teams because remember the question was
Okay.
about what Chelsea
Yeah.
So
and United did.
for Amarim, I get your point. For Maresca, I'm sorry, I disagree. Simple reason is he reminds me of Ten Hag, where he just refuses to learn from his mistakes. And with
These
Ten
bold
Hag, I
guys.
noticed this.
Nah. These guys, these bold guys, man.
We have a bald guy. Our bald guy learned from his mistakes. Our bald guy learned. Ten
My
Hag, I
bad.
noticed it. I
I don't
My
know.
noticed it
bad.
in
First,
that game that you don't like talking about X because every time we scored a goal, Brazo thought the solution was to press even harder and attack even more and just get hit on the counter even more. So we were like, okay, cool, just come, we'll just wait for you, and then poops, and then we score. And it happened 7 times,
Yep.
and he didn't learn his lesson. With
I think.
Mm.
Maresca,
Mhm.
he's not. He had a good run, and I'm putting that down to Pot that he had that good
This is
run.
Poch's system.
But then what happens is he comes out and he says, "Oh no, we're ahead of schedule. We're not supposed to be challenging for the league.
That was
Champions League is
stupid.
enough." And
That
then
was
he
stupid.
bombs out because of that. Then after that, now he's bummed out. Now he should say, "Okay, maybe I should not do stupid shit like that." Then when you're now fighting for Champions League, he comes out and he says, Champions League wasn't the aim for this season. Champions League is the aim for next season. And now it looks like you're bumming out of that too. Like,
Nah,
guy,
I think.
learn from your mistakes. That's all.
Yeah,
Dude,
We're not saying
I
don't make
remember,
mistakes.
remember
Make your
when we lost.
mistakes. Learn.
Remember when we lost against Brighton in the FA Cup? He was like, "Nah, at least now we can focus on the Champions League. If he doesn't make
stupid.
Champions League, needs to go. There's
Yeah,
no,
Nah,
but
no,
it's
I
also
don't
I
but
think.
it's
think he
also
needs to go
needs to
unfortunate.
regardless.
go.
But it's also
Honestly, I think
unfortunate,
he needs to
James.
go regardless. Not being able to learn from your mistakes is just automatically you need to go.
I
But I
think
mean,
if we go
it's
back,
unfair, James. It's unfair. I mean, this
thank
all
you.
coincides with Cole Palmer's form dropping. It's not Enzo's fault that Cole Palmer's form dropped. And I mean, the team has
Is
been
Yeah,
set
but it's
up.
been stifled
is
in the first.
Enzo's is Enzo yeah, exactly. I was getting to there.
His
Is
whole
Enzo's poor
system is
run
stifled.
because Cole Palmer's form dropped, or did Cole Palmer's form drop because Enzo is stifling him? Which one
How is
is it?
Enzo stifling him
The
when he used to be
system, dude.
playing?
The system, the slow build
Mike,
up
I'll
play.
let you.
The system, this
It's
is
no
very
so
slow. I mean,
I'll
with
tell
Port,
you how Enzo is stifling him. I
so the
actually
problem
watched a
was
the
back
Chelsea
and
problem
game.
forth.
isn't so
It
the
was free
problem with
flowing football.
I'll tell you
It
the
was easy
same
on the eye to
situation.
watch. These
The
guys, even
same
if they at
situation,
the,
Mike.
even if they're losing, but they're busy playing it at the back there.
But Mike,
He
I'll tell you the
is
same situation with City, right? When you're a team that wants to build up from the back, if the confidence is not there, you make extra passes, you play safe passes, you play the ball at the back. City lost something like 12 games in a row where they kept doing that almost every single time because they didn't have the confidence to progress the ball. It's not it's not Kevin De Bruyne's fault that he doesn't get the ball in dangerous positions. It's not Cole Palmer's fault that he doesn't get the ball. But when Cole Palmer got those chances, Mike, did he punish teams? He didn't punish teams. And that's why he's on this poor form that's leading his team to be in the position that they are. It's
Nah,
unfortunate. I think it's very unfortunate that
I think
Enzo's and the team's
every
form
player
coincides
is
with Palmer's.
nah, dude. Every player, Milo Gusto regressed. Last year we were talking at Milo Gusto is one of the best right backs. This
No,
season,
we weren't. We weren't. I don't think.
he was up
I
You
top
think
there.
were.
I think maybe
Ah,
you
I
were
don't
Mike,
think
but
we
the
were.
rest of us
Yeah,
I
weren't.
don't think we
It
were.
was Mike.
We've only seen Malo Gusto as for Malo Gusto. What
yeah,
Malo
Malo
Gusto?
Gusto last season was quality.
Malo Gusto is not better than Diego Dallo, bro.
I think what also happened at Chelsea is that the likes of Noni got a taste of a bit of success, like fame. Let's not put it success. Let's call it fame. And you could see the attitude change. I think he's more interested in like taking his dragging his pants down more than the game itself.
You don't
And
have to use fancy words. Call it what it is. Call it what it is. This is
no,
what
no,
he got a
I
taste
used
of.
the wrong
That's
term. I
all.
used the wrong term. I said success because, to be honest, they were never successful. They just won 3, 4 games, and there was that. So it's a bit of fame, and
Not
with
fame,
that,
Dubane, not fame. It's not fame that ruined him. You know what it is. Just say it.
Mm.
Just say it.
It's this. You know,
anyway,
mandames and this, dog.
yeah.
Mandames and mans. Ish. The
But
mandames love
anyway,
this.
But
let me love and leave you,
he's
gents. I
always
just
been
wanted to
an
wish
average player,
I
bro.
just wanted to wish Shivar congrats. Boring,
Thank you,
boring
Dubane.
campaign. You deserve it. Yeah, and that's it. And then everyone else, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, you will see.
Back
Cheers,
to the
guys.
drawing board, bruh. Sure, sure. Glenn. Cheers, cheers. So yeah, there's a question for you here, Cheese. Skating under the radar. Are we talking about the mini crisis at City yet, or am I too early?
No,
Hmm.
we've spoken about the city crisis many times when we were inside the
Yeah.
crisis. Now we are out of
Oh,
the
and the
crisis.
FA Cup.
I
Hmm.
mean, now
That's not a
FA
bad
Cup
season.
again, FA Cup
Fourth
again this
and an
season.
FA Cup. That's what I think. That's how I think. Maybe even third. That's where I think City finished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look, at the end of the day, it's a recovery from where we were. I didn't see we were going to make Champions League. I honestly thought our form was going to continue all the way to the end, and we were going to struggle with making Champions League. But a lot of our key players came in at a very critical time when we really needed them to come back. A lot of people picked up form, and we're able to rest the guys who've been playing a lot of the games. So it sort of changed our results and the way we
Hmm.
approach games, but we're still not great. Like if we were to face Arsenal or Liverpool in any of these games, we would still lose those sort of games because those games are still more challenging for us. The Nottingham Forest game again, they hit the post three times. Could have lost that game easily as well. And Nottingham Forest are one of the strongest teams, one of the stronger teams in the league as well. But that mini crisis is definitely a big thing to look at. And yes, I see the question alludes to the fact that we're aging players, but the aging players again had so much mileage in their legs in any case that when they came to this season, it was always going to be a stretch. And we signed a lot of guys in January to fix that. Most of those guys haven't played, to be honest. I think the most person who's played the most is probably Nico Gonzalez because he plays in that position that Pep favors. But
Yeah.
look, Champions League and FA Cup really does turn around the season for us.
Yeah. No,
Omar
big time. I
Marmoush
mean,
is probably my favorite player who doesn't play
yeah.
for Liverpool.
Yeah, no, Mamouche is a
True.
baller. And I did
Yeah.
tell you guys, even Iketike, bruh, that kid who plays for Stuttgart, him and Iketike, they were problematic. He's
Yeah,
also
yeah,
another guy
yeah,
who, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
One last question, Shiva. I've got
No, come on,
this.
man.
Guys,
Come on,
okay.
man.
Firstly, Jamie does not get the respect that he deserves,
Come on,
but
Shiva.
he does
Exactly.
not need this much respect. This is
Come
too
on,
much
Shiva.
respect for Jamie. To be in this conversation, it's too much.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
too much.
Please, X.
We've gone from underrating him to overrating him.
Please, X.
Okay,
Please.
He
Hopia
was
then, Shiva.
he- the only defenders in the league
Daniel
that are in
Agger.
the conversation with Van Dijk are Rio and Terry. And I put them both
Mm.
above him, but they're the only ones.
Well,
No one else is in that bracket.
Not even company.
No, no.
No, not even company.
oh
I'm
no,
sorry, Cheers, but not even company.
Vinny was incredible, Chance. Vinny was
He was
incredible.
incredible. He was
Yeah.
incredible. I'm not going to deny that. But he was just not on the level of those three. I put him on the bracket below.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
is is a United Roper in a better season? Who's this guy?
No, it's not.
Crizzle.
It's
Come with your
Grizzle. Yeah,
shades.
it's
Come
another.
with
Crizzle,
your
It's his
please.
shades.
burner account.
Please, Crizzle. Please.
Guys, that's burner account.
Please. Please, Chris. Crizzle, please, bro. Please.
Wait,
Come
if
Please.
you,
with your shades. Come with your shades at the end of the season,
No,
and we can talk
Crizzle,
more
Crizzle.
about not learning from your mistakes.
wait, if
Crizzle.
United win Europa League, then do they go into Champions League straight?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the fifth position gets kicked out.
No. Six
No,
teams go in.
there'll be
Six
six
teams go
teams.
through.
Yeah.
Imagine
No, but
United makes
honestly,
Champions League.
X. Imagine United in the Champions League, dog. Yo, yo. In this current format, bro. Yes, this current
This
format.
format is
This
tough,
current.
bro.
Whoa,
We
brother,
might
this is
finish last,
crazy.
bro. But it's the
This current
experience. Our
format is
players need to
crazy.
get used to playing
Not
European
that.
football.
No,
It's
no,
the
no. You get good experience and you get bad experience. You don't want to give them bad experience. You
Yo,
know.
It's gonna be a good
I,
season if you guys win
I
Europa
don't
League.
want me
It's a
to
good
beat your
group.
Victoria Pleasant,
Imagine,
the teams
you
that are
you probably
imagine,
won't,
excellent.
bro. You
just
probably
stop for a minute and imagine Casemiro and Ericsson chasing around Firmine and Pedri and even the PSG
But
youngsters.
but
Just
Barca
imagine.
but Barca
I
beat
actually,
us
I actually want to
anyway.
see it. I actually want to
Yeah,
see it. I want to see that.
Barca has a very
Please,
good record
please, please
against
go to the
United.
Champions League so I can see it next season.
It would be bad, I know, Shavar. Like I know we would most probably finish near the
Yeah, but
bottom of
you'll
the.
be able to attract good players.
Yeah, that's the thing. We just need
So
the
if
pretty the
if you
players.
win it,
I
then
if I'm a good player, I look at that Champions League format and I'm like, yo, am I going to be the one who's going to humiliate myself there? But that I look at myself like I don't want to be in the team that gets the
Mm.
0 points out of 12 games.
Hey,
so wait, guys, can I ask you a
the new
question,
format
right?
is tough. Yeah,
Yeah,
Can I
it's
ask you a
crazy.
can
question?
ask.
Imagine if
Wait.
United wins Europa League, makes it to the Champions League, and Chelsea just makes Europa League.
Oh.
That would be the
Yeah,
biggest.
Isn't that what happened last time? Isn't that what happened
That's
last
what
that,
time?
happened last
Yeah,
time,
That's what you
and
that's
can
that's
why
why they were
that's
all
why we're
living in
That's
their
running
why you
shame.
got the
to.
conference. Yeah, that's why
But
you can
but
Yeah,
if United win Europa League, if United win Europa League, that means that they've had a better season than Arsenal.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Moral
that's
of the
dangerous.
story is that, and you see, that's what I was even trying to explain to CJ last season. That at the end of the day, it's all about winning trophies, bro. That's what you want to see, dude. And
X, are you
you
trying to
know,
say that you guys had a better season than Arsenal last year?
last
yeah,
year,
they
yeah, we
Is that
did.
what
We
you're
won
trying
a,
to say?
an FA Cup, bro.
Put
won
it
a
this
We
way.
won
trophy.
an
Put it
FA
this way.
Cup.
Cheers. In
What a
15 years'
trophy.
time, in 15 years' time, there will be an extra number on that FA Cup, but no one's going to remember Arsenal finishing second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
100%, Shiva. And then even the Europa League, it's the what again UEFA Cup. Maradona has also won. That trophy used to be very prestigious back in the day,
Before
until
it
the
became the
format
Europa
changed.
League.
Before it was the Europa League, it was a very big trophy, bro. And we can flex to Arsenal and say champions of Europe. You'll never sing
We'll
that.
never sing that. I'm with
Oh,
you,
what I
bro.
thought when Nottingham Forest last season before they got their glow up this season was singing it at the Emirates. I was like, yo, damn, Arsenal, even Nottingham was yes, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
oh,
Look,
man.
we're
Yeah.
also we're also six points behind Arsenal. So compared to where
And
we
you guys
are,
can
what?
overtake me.
I don't see
I
that
think we can.
happening though. I think Arsenal get knocked out by PSG and then see out the rest of the season. I don't think they drop below City.
I think you guys will beat them though.
I don't know. I don't know because we literally have nothing to play for. I think Chelsea beat us this weekend because I think our
Yeah, but
players are going to
remember,
rock up
that's
there
a
half
statement
drunk.
game. That's a statement game, Shiba. I don't
I
think
know
you're going to
we're
lose.
praying that you
Yeah,
guys come into that game drunk, guys. Yeah, yeah.
you need
I,
the points.
Come just do us a favor, give us the win. No, because like, let's be honest, dude. Imagine we're sitting in Europa, United is sitting in Champions League. We spent 1.5 billion just to play Europa League football. Then you've got Abu
Yo,
Sita that's saying, but Maresca next season. I know it'll be an epic failure.
but
Honestly, your
with that
Yo,
team, Mike,
1.5
did you
billion
expect a
and
lot?
ending up in Europa League is giving ANC vibes, guys. You can't.
yep.
You
Exactly.
can't.
But Mike, in that team, what were you expecting? What position were you guys expecting?
But with the proper coach, we should easily make Champions League. You guys had a off season. Arsenal, they're not that great. Like we really got a good squad, dude. We could have at least made third comfortably.
Yeah, you could still make that, right?
It's in Jesus' hands, too. We need United, Liverpool to do us a favor, too. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
in
yeah.
your team's hands, bro. It's in your team's hands.
If you
For
watch
me,
the
the
game,
problem,
no, if you
sentimental
watch the
value,
games, you see how poor these guys are, dude.
the
Like literally,
sentimental value for
nah,
Rich James needs to end, my brother. The
yeah,
sentimental value for Rich James needs to end. Cannot be sentimental to a guy who can't finish games and he doesn't really add much to your team anymore.
but it's
Yeah,
a setup.
that's true.
It's a setup.
He, he must
It's
go.
a
Plus
set.
4 points deducted. Why would we get 4 points deducted?
4 wins in a row plus 4 point deducted
Oh,
LFC.
I don't know.
You see, I was about to say Chris needs to only type these things in the WhatsApp group, gents. He shouldn't bring these things in. See, the things that he's bringing here, he needs to put in the WhatsApp group, not on the chats.
It needs to be vetted and then approved, and then
Yeah, then he can bring them. We'll copy and paste it because wow. I mean, the league is done, man. The league is
Uh,
done. Nothing else is gonna happen that's special.
mm,
Um, it's just obviously for the rest of the teams who are fighting for that third, fourth, fifth,
mm.
and probably sixth and seventh place are the ones where the fight is. And we had to win that game against Aston Villa because that changed basically our
Yeah.
fortunes. You don't want to lose to a team that you're chasing a position for. So yeah,
Who do you guys still have to play?
we don't have
They still.
many more big games, dude.
It's
After Aston
only
Villa.
Chelsea.
Ah, they've got Wolves, Man
No, we're
City,
done. We played Chelsea. We beat them twice.
Southampton.
6 points,
Oh
and we
yeah,
were struggling.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah. It's
one game we
Wolves,
won in that whole
Southampton.
slump, bro.
good.
The only
That,
game we
that,
won in that
that
whole
alone
slump.
deserves Mariska deserves the sack for it. Can't even beat a Man City team that's
That was the
getting
only
whipped
game we won
week
in that whole
in,
slump,
week
man.
out. Three
We
smaller
lost.
teams.
We lost to almost everyone in the world, bro. Everyone in the world, and then we faced Chelsea, and we got 3 points. And I was like,
didn't
no.
didn't Leicester get their one win against Chelsea?
I think
Am I
No,
so.
wrong?
Ipswich.
No, Ipswich. It was Ipswich.
Ipswich got their
Dude,
one win against
they even
Chelsea.
drew us. They drew against us at Stamford Bridge, guys.
So they got 4 points off you.
You guys trying to keep them up.
I think they just wanted to hear
Yo,
Ed Sheeran sing a little bit more,
dude,
that kind of thing. They were doing it
Yeah,
for the vibes, but the other teams didn't get the memo.
dude, we even got lucky against Fulham 2 weeks ago. Dude. Yo,
Yeah, that game, yeah.
we got lucky.
Yeah, that game.
yeah,
I thought you guys were
yeah,
gone
yeah.
then that game. I was
I don't
hoping.
Yeah.
Less pressure on us. Definitely. You had Ngubani's beers.
Yeah, Ngubani's yes, and Ngubani is so sober. Yeah, that Ngubani is well
Yeah.
behaved, well behaved. Yeah, and then guys, just in closing, Barca and Inter, who is your money on?
You know, me and Shiva's answer is easy next. You must ask Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Okay, but it's a bit more
Dude,
complex than that.
I didn't choose a team. Though. I said 2.5 goals in my Betway ticket.
Hey, this guy.
You still
I want Inter to
saying
win.
that?
Betway doesn't sponsor us on the show.
Yeah,
Maybe he's
you
trying
can't
to
talk
plug.
about them,
He's
Mike.
trying to plug. He's trying to plug. He's trying to
But
plug.
speaking things
Yeah,
Maybe
he's
next
gonna
one
play.
day,
He must hit them up.
one
you can
day, one
become
day is
punters
one
one
day.
day.
Yeah, yeah.
But
When they merge,
Inter don't
yeah,
concede a lot of goals, Mike.
I want Inter to win, but
Because didn't they struggle this past week? Like they lost against AC
they
Milan.
lost. They
Yeah,
lost. Yeah.
AC Milan is a
and
derby, so
3
they lost.
0. It was
yeah.
3
Yeah.
0 to AC Milan.
Yes,
I
three
think they're
0
not on top of the league anymore. I think Napoli are
They
top.
lost as
Yeah,
well.
They
last
lost. They
week.
lost. They lost the past four
Bologna
games.
1-0, last minute.
Yeah, to
They lost the
Bologna.
past 4 games, 4 league game, four Italian matches, and then they won. The only game they won was the one against Bayern in their past 4 games. Oh, of
Yeah, and
Bastoni,
course,
then
watch.
of
You
course.
guys can watch Bastoni. I'm there for the actual show. I want to see Pedri.
Yeah, no, Pedri and Barella is going to be the nice contest today.
Mm,
That's going to be the decider. But I think Pedri trumps him because he has Frankie de Jong, and Frankie de Jong is so smart. That was one player who would have really changed how United play underneath Amorim.
exactly.
If they managed to get him over Casemiro, that would have been huge.
Yes.
But I guess that boat has sailed. Now they're looking at guys like Adam Wharton and stuff. So yeah.
don't say that so lightly. That kid's a player.
No.
Yeah.
But he's no Frankie De Jong. Yes, he's a player, but
Yet.
he's no Frankie
He's
De
no
Jong.
Frankie though. The thing,
Shiva is English.
I know how
yeah,
you feel about English players, but don't
There's
write that kid
there's
off.
a ceiling.
Maybe
English
look, if
player.
he
All
goes to
English players
United,
have a
he'll never.
ceiling.
If he goes to United, he'll never. He'll. I'm sorry, but he won't reach Frankie levels. But if he goes to another club, if he goes to City, then I can see him reaching Frankie levels.
Ceiling. Foden, ceiling. Is it ceiling? Grealish, ceiling. Now declining. Palmer, ceiling. And he's so young. Already all these guys, bro. I can name them. Madueke, next year, ceiling. We'll see the most of him and you will never see anything better than him. Sterling, he was touted, then he hit his ceiling, started missing. I can name them, bro. Theo Walcott. Yeah, Theo Walcott, Theo Walcott. Ceiling. I can keep going, gents. There's just
Yeah,
always a
you're right.
limitation to what you're going to
What
get
about
from players.
Harold?
Harold?
Maguire.
Harold. No, Kane. We can't call him Harry anymore because he's got a
Harry
trophy.
Kane's already on
No,
his
he doesn't have a
Oh,
trophy.
he's gonna
He
win the
has.
he
They
has a
haven't
Bundesliga.
won
plate.
it yet.
No,
Yeah,
they're
he's
gonna
gonna
He's
win
got
win
a
the
it.
plate.
Bundesliga.
No, no, but
Yeah.
aren't Leverkusen like really close to them?
No.
No, no,
No,
they
No.
not.
one win away. They one away.
Ah, okay, okay. Then
Yeah.
after that win, we'll have to call him Harold after that, because then he'll have a
Yeah.
trophy.
But I mean it's Bayern. I think by the way, you know who else is also getting a league title?
Eric Dyer.
Yep. So it's
Yeah.
Bayern. You literally could have went there yourself, Shivar, with Trishul's Ballon d'Or, and you could have won a league title. I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. So I think today is gonna be a big one. It's gonna be nice to watch. And
Yeah.
again, phew, Odegaard. I spoke about him
I was
in
waiting for
Bro,
this. I
his
was waiting for this.
oh no, yes,
hey.
he was terrible. He was appalling for a guy who was the go-to guy. It's like Cole Palmer for Chelsea. If he switches off, the whole team sort of switches off. But again, the balance wasn't there. I said Arsenal really missed Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey being the right balance in that midfield, and I think with him it would have been a different sort of perspective, especially the way the goal came in for PSG. Thomas Partey was normally protecting that D on the box. Those stats.
The thing is,
Hmm.
I think I just think the game was too big for them.
The occasion. They
Yep.
played the
The
occasion.
occasion, yes, not the game. Yes, that is the same. They played the occasion, not the game, and it's just they've never been there before. Or when was the last time we saw Arsenal in a Champions League semi-final? Was it 2006? Is that the last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary.
100%.
That's forever ago.
Yeah.
People leaving high school don't remember that.
That's true, bro. It really is true, dude. It
No, I
really
remember
is
that
true.
game because I remember that Samuel Eto'o toe poke. I
Yeah.
remember that toe
Mm.
poke to make it one
So
nil.
yeah, hey,
Yeah.
Odegaard, man, it's
I
tough
remember
times for him.
Iniesta coming off the bench and dropping a 10.
As usual.
No, he started. He started that game and dropped a
As
10,
usual. Yeah. As
and he
usual.
was like 19
I mean,
Yep.
only player in the world to get a man of the match in almost every big final he's played in.
in every big final.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
hey,
yeah.
Shiva likes that stat. Yeah, there's also
It's
still
my
a few
favorite
more
stat.
questions. Last night. Yeah, last thoughts. Nevis last night.
Oof. Joao. That's one player I regret Pep not being able to sign, bro. That guy is so incredible to do.
I want to see
Mm.
what he's like against Pedri. That for me is the test. Or what are you like against the best player in your position?
Yeah, I mean, but Pedro's the best player in the world. It's like saying I want to see myself against Messi. It's like crazy, bro.
I
Pedro's
saw
an. If you
I saw
mark Pedri, it's
Robbo
a
put Messi
foul.
to bed. I
If you
saw
mark
Robbo put
Pedri,
Messi to bed. So
if you mark Pedri, it's a foul. If you manage to get the ball away from Pedri somehow, it's a foul because the
you have
guy
to
is
use
so
a
smart
weapon.
protecting
You have
it.
to shoot him.
Yeah, you'll see tonight why we rant and rave about him. Max, such a good player, dude.
Yeah, no, indeed, indeed. I know. Yeah, I think we can close it off, gents. Like, thank you so much for availing yourselves. And Shiva, still, bro, enjoy your victory lap. Yeah.
Oh, that Tif was better than Arsenal's last night, bro.
What's that?
That Tifo you just showed is better than Arsenal's last night.
My guy,
ah,
like
ish.
our equivalent. I made this joke earlier at work today. Our equivalent is all of the managers that we have that won the Champions League. right? And their equivalent is a giant picture of a cannon. And it's not a TIFF, it's a picture on a TIFO. It's
Yep.
like, you get those cheap shirts where the stuff is not embroidered on, it's sort of ironed on. That's what that TIFO was.
They said they ordered it off Timu the day before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
But
anyway,
again,
gents, thank
again, the
you.
occasion, not the game. That's what happened.
Yep, 100%, 100%. Yeah, but guys, thank you so much for availing yourself. Now, guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, help us out. This is Easy Sport, and we